Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Perth's premier podcast, Monkey Sword Fight, with me, your host, Jordan Patrick, and my co-host, Mr. Michael Dots.
Words with Dots, queued up, ready to go. Never underestimate the value of a good public image. Nice and short, nice and sweet, right?
I love it. Especially after the last one. That was deep, that was a long one.
It was a long one.
Yeah. It was good. I liked it. I listened today. Also got Andy Mack on the ones and twos, as per usual.
What's happening? You remembered me this week?
I did. Yeah, right. I forgot you once. You and Rachel never. We'll get out of the way just now. Hi, Rachel.
Hey, Rachel.
You have to apologise. Although I said that to Rachel that day, I was like, we forgot to say hello to you. However, it was the sports-free episode that you requested, so
can't have both.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I said. She seems happy with that. She also gave us a nice wee shout out on her Facebook today. So thank you, Rachel.
Thanks, Rachel. While I remember looking at your MacBook, there's the new MacBook Pro out. You think about switching? You have an extra 5,000 pounds that you want to throw at that?
I had a look at it and filled up my kind of model on the Apple Store. It was like $4,000.
Oh yeah.
I was like, no.
Oh, I thought you were saying like, oh, that's within my price range.
Oh yeah, fucking hell no, man. 400 maybe.
Look, if you're going to take this podcast seriously, you're going to have to.
So you can find us on email, monkeyswordfightpodcast@gmail.com. Once again, we are still on Twitter, MSF_podcast, and Facebook, Monkey Sword Fight Podcast, and on Instagram, just search Monkey Sword Fight Podcast.
Monkey Sword Fight Podcast, all one word.
Yeah, like I say, come back with us. Like we always say, if you feel that you have something interesting you would like to talk about with us three idiots, feel free to get in touch. And if we agree with you, we'll let you come and speak to us. Not much feedback because it's been a couple of days since the last one.
No, I haven't had any actually.
Yeah. Well, so we're coming to the end of we had our bumper bonus series.
Yeah.
And we'll still be dotting them in here, there and everywhere, but normal production will be resuming soon.
Normal service.
Normal service.
Yeah.
Normal service.
So it's just the three of us this week, just to sort of catch up on current events, because we've been guested out of nuts recently.
Yeah.
So if you're only here for the guests, you might want to just sign off now. But if you're still with us, we're going to give our takes on the hot topics.
I got a couple of things from the list from my trip to New York that we could go over as well.
Yeah,
if you're happy
definitely.
to chime
Yeah,
in. One thing that's kind of a current events thing, if we're going to dive right in, did you guys talk about the Kylie Jenner thing while I was away, about her being a billionaire?
Oh, we didn't, man, but I was it's a recurring thing with very minor feature, and that was going to piss me off big time.
Why?
Because they set up a GoFundMe to help her become a billionaire.
That is what bothers me!
Oh man, like, never mind all the hungry, starving people in the world, or even the fucking animal charities.
I didn't even think of it that way. Sorry, I didn't even think of it that way. I thought if you want to give her money, buy her products.
Yeah.
That's the way you give her money.
Don't just give a rich person money already because you're like, she deserves to be a billionaire. Yeah, well, yeah, fair enough. I couldn't pick her from a lineup. I can't tell between her and Ariana Grande. All these sort of like
what?
All these sort of like 20-year-old female superstars.
Yeah,
it's not my world, so I just don't know. Like Megan goes, oh, there's that one. I was like, which one's she again? Is she the singer or the entrepreneur, or is she a Kardashian, or
does she have a sex tape? So that narrows it down to about 46.
Who did she blow or was blown by? Like, I just don't.
But there was a big debate I heard on a couple of podcasts I listened to was whether Forbes, because she was on the cover of Forbes, whether Forbes is right to call her a self-made millionaire. So I've heard arguments both ways. The argument saying that she should be called self-made was that there are plenty of people that have the same amount of influence and power that her family have. Well, not plenty of people, but enough people, but still don't end up being billionaires. So she still had to get out there and had to grind for it. And the other side is, well...
The thing is as well, man, I don't get... Like, because it's the same in respect, like, it's like Donald Trump... with self-made. I was like, no, you started off with a relatively small business loan of a couple of $1 million.
Yeah.
And you went bankrupt 1 million times. Whereas Kylie Jenner, let's say she might have started off from a place of power and influence, but she's not just resting on her coattails. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I mean? So as much as like I couldn't pick her out from a lineup, fair fuck stuff. She's obviously worked for it.
Yeah.
She's exploited a gap in the market. She's used her image and her celebrity for her advantage. So.
Yeah, I think the thing that rankles with me is that although her success and that's commendable, it's comes by virtue of her privilege.
Yeah.
You know, as we say.
Yeah.
So, she's had an extra bunch of steps up the ladder ahead of everybody else, but she still had to kind of use that to make
that's
extra money.
I think, like Mike said, there's loads of people who have just my family's rich, I'm not going to bother my arse.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas she
Like her
seems to have, she seems to have put in some work and actually put out a product that she thinks people will buy, and she's used her fame and celebrity to her advantage. So
It's worked, yeah.
yeah, fair play to her.
See, I wouldn't necessarily call her self-made.
No.
I think she's a hustler, though. You know,
Yeah,
she went out
she's
and
an entrepreneur. She's a business person,
Yeah.
and that deserves respect, whether you're male or female, black or white. But yeah, she's used what she has to her advantage. And
So where can you be self-made at? Do you have to be poor to be self-made? Can you be middle class and be
I reckon
self-made?
you've got to come from a place where that wasn't your job.
But what's self-made though? I mean, self-made to one person might be I've got $1 billion in the bank. Self-made to somebody else might just be I've set up a little business, I own my own house, and I'm quite happy doing my own little thing, my own little part of the world.
Yeah.
What is self-made?
Yeah.
I reckon self-made is like to be. See, it's a little grey. I reckon, like you say, Mike, it's probably to put a bit of a harsh spin on it, but you probably do have to be poor.
Yeah.
Not even so much poor, but you've come from a place where you have. Because you've not got a job anymore, so you're working for yourself. Mm-hmm. You've taken that plunge.
I think it's moving through the social classes.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean? Like, for instance, Grant, who we had on. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? He'd started that barber business from a chair in his spare room, and now he's running 2 successful shops, and he's making a living.
I would call that self-made.
That's self-made, yeah. Do you know what I mean? He's a success to where he wants to be a success. I imagine, like you say, you could say that he could create a chain and go massive. It depends what are your goals.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's managed to set up one successful barber shop in a small town like Perth, and another one in a big city like Glasgow, which is going to be a lot tougher. Mm-hmm. So he's self-made. Do you know what I mean? He's made something from himself, but he didn't have fame and celebrity to rely on.
No, she had the platform with the celebrity thing. Then that allowed her to get the endorsements for Instagram and all that. Where she has legitimately gone out and made her own.
The thing is, I would defy anyone to not use what they have as a springboard.
Of course, yeah, you have to.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah, maybe it's even just as much as you'll give more kudos to someone who started from nothing and has made something of themselves.
Yeah.
Whereas she was never going to struggle financially if she didn't do all of her business exploits.
No.
But at least she's not relying on that.
So are we actually all sitting here in agreement saying, well, fair enough, she's had an extra couple of rungs up the ladder to start with in life on pretty much everyone else, but fair play, take your hat off to her. She has.
Oh, of course.
Well,
Yeah.
she's made almost $1 billion off her own back. Do you know what I mean? She probably got more of a fortune than her family did in the first place.
Definitely does.
Do you know what I mean? So then, do you know what I mean? Like, aye. Whereas, like, guys like, say, Trump's never really bothered his arse. He's went bankrupt about 15 million times, and do you know what I mean? Like, he's an arse. Do you know what I mean? She
Now
seems
he's
to
the
be.
president of the United States.
The thing is, I don't know much about her, but do you hear much about her in the paper other than her business stuff? Is she a fairly.
Man, she's pretty quiet. I mean, I haven't, hasn't had to do a porn tape like her sister.
Same like, what was that boy, what's his name, Gary Beadle off Geordie Shore?
Yeah.
He's
hustling too.
Yeah,
now.
that's what, he was a tiler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He used to have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and go and fucking tile folks' bathrooms. And he got on a Geordie Shore, used that to his advantage, and now he's a millionaire.
Yeah.
And he wasn't getting paid millions of pounds to do Geordie Shore. He's used his money, invested it right, set up his own businesses, and is fucking hustling, like you say.
I knew that show was over when they showed them. It was one of the last seasons that I've watched. And it showed them all going to the house in the beginning, but they all had ridiculous cars. They all had like BMWs and Range Rovers. I was like, oh, this show's fucking done. Yeah. They're paid. They don't need to go on the show anymore.
I don't know, dude. And I've read like bits now. They hardly even drink when they go out now.
Oh yeah,
It's like shots of water in that, because you can't get that. Like, because they're all the guys anyway are in great shape, and there's no danger you're getting in that shape when you're fucking tan and drink every single night of the
I
week.
always wondered that. Yeah, they must not really drink. They definitely don't drink as much
As they make it out to be.
No.
They glamorise the lifestyle.
No. Even though when you're that age, you can probably shed that shit pretty quick. You know what I mean?
Oh man, those were the days.
And all the sex that they have as well, you can burn all those calories.
Yeah, man, I was talking this before. Like I say, I am broken right now. Like,
Yeah.
like between the last sort of 5 weeks, I think I've been out doing something every weekend for the last 5 weeks, and I am buckled, man. Like,
So how was Matt's party last we left?
oh, it was excellent, man. Yeah, it was a great night. Like, it was just like, it was good because it see all the sort of close folk in one area.
Yeah.
Because even the people that live in Scotland still, a lot of the group live out with Perth. Mm-hmm. So it's very rare that we all get together. Because you know what it's like being an adult, man. It's a nightmare to see people that you live in the same city as.
No.
So it was great, like I say, because we had the poker night on the Friday and then the party on the Saturday. So it was.
Still mad about that, but anyway.
But no, it was good, man. Really good night. Heavy night. Yesterday was a grim affair. Like, me and Chuff just sat on the sofa. Went and seen Riley for a couple of hours, went for a walk down the river and that, and then once he went home, went straight back to the couch.
Yeah.
And then I fell asleep about 8 o'clock on the sofa. Oh no, and I got a chippy, ate that, went through bed, and by 8 o'clock apparently I was dead to the world.
So what's Chuff like with the hangover?
She's not too bad. I think apparently I'm a bad influence because when I'm hungover I just like to eat. Like, I eat a ridiculous amount of food when I'm
Like
hungover.
most men.
Yeah, like I'm like a bottomless pit, and then I suffer for it. You get into this when you're older. Like when you're hungover, if you eat shit food, it then stretches your hangover out into the next day.
Yeah.
Your body can't handle the shit food anymore.
No, I don't get that. The only time that the hangover stretches out to the next day is because I've had 3 or 4 beers then to kind of take the edge off it. When I was hungover,
I can't. My body is literally like a no toxin zone. Like I can't even smoke when I'm hungover. Like I'll try sometimes when I'm feeling alright, and then 2 puffs and like that. Nope, it's not today.
Why is that though? Why do you think?
I don't know. I think it's just because your body is already. Because effectively, what I read, and I'm probably going to butcher this total bro science, but the reason you get hungover is because your body becomes that used to needing to process all the alcohol.
Yeah.
That for a day or so you become addicted to it. So the hangover is your body withdrawing from the alcohol that you've been taking.
the reason you get hungover is because you're dehydrated.
Yeah.
But I actually went to Google that there, Jordan, just to double check that, you know, I wasn't talking shit.
I think I'm probably paraphrasing horribly.
The main cause of a hangover is the ethanol, the alcohol in your drinks. It's a toxic chemical that works in the body as a diuretic. So you need Matt Hooper here for this. He'd be good for all
He would. He'd
chemicals
be
that in
for
that.
us.
Just bro science.
Which makes you go to the toilet more and you become more dehydrated as a result. So really the best thing to do is slug a litre of water before you go to your bed.
I can't put anything in my body when I'm... I go into survival mode.
That's what I did. When I came back from that poker night, I came home and drank a bottle of water and went to bed, and I still felt like shit the next day.
I think it's the weird thing was I wasn't too bad after the poker night. I don't know if that's because I'd stuck to beer all night and it was like we were out in the fresh air all night as well, so it wasn't too bad. But when we left here, we went and bought a bottle of Buckfast, and for those perf residents, we started drinking that on Mill Street, and by the time we got to the venue, it was gone.
I saw that in one of his pictures, and I was like, where did they get that from? I didn't know you drank Buckfast.
Oh, I love me a wee Buckfast.
Really?
Yeah. On special occasions, I have been known to dabble.
Ah, Andy, do you partake in the
I don't
Bucky?
really like it too much.
Nah. It's thick. It gets stuck in your teeth.
It's an acquired taste.
It certainly is, yeah.
I've been to the Abbey, but
Oh, yeah.
it was when I was a kid, yeah, my dad, my Uncle Dave and that were absolutely fucking wrecked.
He's handing out all the free samples like that.
Had somebody set off the fire alarm in the middle of the night, trying to blame the kids. What's they fucking up? We were in our bed, you were out in the bucket. It was fucking one of you. So,
I thought you meant at the Abbey, the pub over there in Craigie. I was like, do they sell it there?
down in Devon at Buckfast Abbey where they make it. So I'd like to go now that I'm older.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Monkey sword fight trip.
We should do that.
When we go down after we go down
Go
to
fund
Bournemouth.
me.
Once we go down to Bournemouth.
I'm glad you said GoFundMe because I just got a text from our listener and designer, Andy Henderson. Did you see that he was MVP of...
Did you see the interception they got the photo of?
Hell yeah. Talented young man he is.
My comment stands true. He confuses me sexually. When I see him on that American football field, man, the guy's an animal.
He's a savage.
His boy's just pure technique. Like, I used to love watching him play. Like,
He's just sent me a message saying that I had a good idea. Did you see the idea I tweeted out about the barber shop that was boxing themed? Did you see this?
no.
No, I haven't seen the shit.
Alright, cool. So I saw on one, I think it was on the Badlands page, the things that they have, what do they call it? The covers that you put on.
Yeah, the apron.
The apron, yeah. It said uppercut on there, and I was like, it would be awesome to have a boxing themed barbershop. All right, hear me out. Okay.
All right, okay.
So the boxing themed barbershop. I'm trying to find my thread here.
Oh, Mike, I'm reading this now. This is dope, man.
So boxing themed barbershop. You got pictures of boxers on the walls. You know how barbershops have like shit anyway. You know what I mean, all over the place.
Rocky Marciano picture.
But let's say that you have 4 barbers, but they're in the ring. So each one has a corner, right? They're getting their haircut. They're in each ring, and when you're waiting for your haircut, you sit outside the ring as if you're spectating the fight. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, hold on. And then every time someone's done with their haircut, after they're done cleaning their station, they ring that bell, ding ding, because they're ready to go. We're ready to rumble, And then instead of having like the aprons to wear, you get like the silk robe that the boxers come out in. How about that?
Do you know what'd be really funny is if the guy had to cut your hair with boxing gloves on.
Do you think we can get the Badlands guys to sign off on this? Just to,
you know what, man? You do you, bro.
I'm going to tag Grant in this, make sure he listens, and maybe he'll get... If you guys have any ideas on what we can do for the barber shop idea, just shoot them over to us on Facebook.
Swordfight barber shop.
Yes.
Named uppercut though, I do like that.
I used to use that's the pomade. That shit's the bomb, and it smells amazing too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have to go through them to get licensing then.
You get some of the beard gel for yourself. Like.
You know what? I need some beard butter. I need something to kind of smooth it out. Mine's just too curly. I need to have something that's going to make it
man,
straight.
you didn't even need the expenses though. You know what I just use? Chuff's got that Nivea face moisturiser.
Yeah.
I put it on my face and I just run it through my beard as well, and it fucking is the best shit going.
And do you brush your beard at all?
I comb it down if it's getting a bit wild. But I watched a load of things online because I was just like, I need to get my beard sitting better.
Yeah.
So I use a shorter one down the side once, and a slightly longer on the bottom. And apparently, if you want it the right sort of length to cut it to, there should be a thumb between your Adam's apple and the line of your beard. That's the ideal place to cut it to get the good shape.
Okay, I'll do that tonight. I need to shave anyway. I feel like a savage, so I'll do that tonight.
No, I'm jealous of your beard game. Because you feel like, even when it's short, it looks like a beard.
Yeah, it looks full.
And I have to keep a bit of a length to mine to keep it sitting.
Well, now that we said that we're doing Movember, I really don't want to put any, effort into it.
You guys do in November, aye?
Yeah.
I don't know if I could rock a pedo moustache like that for a fucking month. Going about, cutting about for a whole month.
Mate, the thing is, at least
have to be a pedo
at least when you do it in
look
November.
really creepy on me, man. Man. Let's be honest.
Didn't man, I'm scared of this double chin that hides under here. This beard is where I keep my handsome. You know what I mean? Chuff's never seen me without a beard. I'm fucking scared, bro.
Speaking of pedo, did you hear this R. Kelly? Not you, but just talking about this. Speaking of pedo, awesome segue. Did you hear R. Kelly has this 19-minute song now called I Admit, and he's talking about all the stupid shit that he's done over the years? I haven't listened to it, but I'd like to listen to it. But I don't want to kind of support anything he's doing because he's such a creep.
Oh, fuck.
I could give you, I've just googled it, there's a Vulture article with the 8 worst lines on his new 19-minute song.
Please
read them out.
Read them out.
So this one,
coming in at number 8.
I admit, quote, I admit I fuck with all the ladies, that's both older and young ladies, but tell me how they call it paedophile because that shit's crazy.
Oh, God.
Okay, that's far too vague.
Yeah.
That's too vague.
Yeah,
Number
some of the
7.
lyrics are absolutely huge though.
Oh, okay.
Maybe pick this. He's just a man, y'all. Look, I'm just a man, y'all. Not a monster or a beast, but I admit there are times when these girls are so fine they'll chill with an N-word for a week. Oh, I nearly did a Kendrick Lamar.
We would have beeped it out, it's fine.
Oh, no,
Mike would have taken you outside and give you a 5-minute lecture. That's not okay.
Listen now.
You're flushed. No, seriously, that's...
You're going to have to post that article up on the page and we'll have a look
Yes.
Yeah, so 19 minutes, man. Must be a
piece of a
song,
song.
man.
19 minutes.
at that. That shit is one guy got to admit to.
I remember Joe Budden. I know, right? If anyone's going to make a song that's 19 minutes long, it's going to be that guy. Joe Budden has a song called 10 Minutes, which is very, very good. We'll save that at the end if we do the listening thing. But anything else from R. Kelly?
He doesn't know what a sex cult is, so he addresses that. But he's sure he's not running one. He also addresses that. But if he were, that's what it says here. But if he were, but I should say, but if he was, it's the woman's parents' fault. And then there are lyrics to back up all that.
Whoa.
He then goes on with the lyrics to talk about how he's scared of going to jail like Bill Cosby, and that he's just a man, y'all. He thinks Spotify was in the wrong, and he feels misunderstood.
No way funny. R. Kelly, read the room, mate. Read the fucking room.
So,
This is not going to win you any... You know, no one's going to listen and goes, he's not a bad guy. You're a bad guy, R. Kelly.
But we still love Ignition Remix.
Ignition Remix, and I Believe I Can Fly are still my jams, but...
I haven't listened to any R. Kelly in ages, though.
Oh, yeah, the Ignition came on at Matt and Becky's party on Saturday, and I had a grand old time.
Should you grab an underage girl and get freaky?
No.
Almost caught
I
him.
did. Someone...
Till next
I
episode.
felt bad for Chuff, though, because somebody put on Pony by Genuine, and then chucked Megan into a seat. I continued to...
Oh, what?
I give her the full Magic Mike treatment.
That is a great
Once
song.
I heard this, it's a great fucking song.
Genuine had his time.
That song was just a baby making tune.
Speaking of musicians, Jay-Z and R. Kelly did have an album. Do you like that album, actually? Well, they had 2 albums, Best of Both Worlds 1 and 2.
I don't know if I've listened. I didn't know that existed.
What? You gotta get that shit.
There was a really great song on that, but the rest of it's not so good.
Yeah, the first one's better than the second one. But I don't know if you guys, again, didn't touch on this during my absence, but the Jay-Z on the jet ski stuff.
Well,
Have you not seen Jay-Z on the jet ski wearing a helmet? First of all, have you not seen this?
I have not seen this.
Oh my god!
And the memes that come with
And the
it.
memes that came with it, I was in tears looking at that. They actually photoshopped him on a motorcycle with the Sons of Anarchy guys behind him, but he's wearing like a helmet, like a bicycle helmet. It's hysterical. But they are really good. We'll post a bunch of those on the
My
Facebook page.
favourite thing I've seen on social media the other day, I'll try and see if I can find it. It was the game posted a picture of Beyonce.
Yeah.
And I was just like, if that was anyone else, for a fact Jay-Z would have something to say about it, but I don't think anyone wants to beef with the game.
No.
Because he is probably the only actual gangster still making music.
He comes from that background, that kind of gangster background, and in the last 5 or 6 years, he has put on a shitload of muscle. Like, he's just been in the gym heavy, and I've seen videos of him fighting too. He's got hands, so he can fuck somebody up.
He put up a photo of Beyonce on his Instagram. This is Hove's wife, so I mean no disrespect by posting this. Nor do I need the hive to kill my comments. B times a billion, lol. Just saying, if any woman wants to skate past me this weekend looking like this, I have absolutely no problem with it. And it's a picture of Beyonce on rollerblades, looking like a total smoke show.
Yeah.
But I was just thought, if that was anyone else who came for the fact, you'd be like, what the fuck, changing your name? As soon as someone's like, who posted that? The game. Never mind, that's good.
That goes to show how much respect Jay-Z has too, where he's kind of like, hold on, I want to put this out there and just say, I mean, no disrespect, but...
Well, who was it that slagged off Beyonce and... Their Instagram comments are just all Beyonce's fans posting a million bees.
Was it Kid Rock?
Yeah, it was Kid Rock. Yeah, he slagged off Beyonce, and now anytime he posts on Instagram, it's just bees.
This has been happening since March, I think. Too. It's crazy. Rihanna also posted a boomerang of her looking pretty nice, and the tweets that followed it were all hysterical. It was just all masturbation jokes. There was one about how people just write they write stuff over a picture. There was a guy holding a belt behind his back, like he was going to go hit his kid, and he was knocking on the door, and then he wrote my meat on the door, so he was going to go and beat his meat. It was crazy.
Everybody thinks she's so hot. I don't
Rihanna,
yeah,
I think she's a good girl.
I think she seems a bit mental. She's no Beyonce. Let's be honest. At the end of the day, she's no Beyonce, but
she seems a little too spicy for me, Rihanna. I don't know. She seems like
she's intimidating. That may just be because we're little men.
Yeah, you're right.
She seems intimidating.
No, but I know that let's say that they had those same personas, Rihanna and Beyonce, but they were like girls in Perth. I would, of course, if I was single, I'm not, and my girlfriend's great. But
love you, Kylie.
But I think that Rihanna would kind of put me off a little bit, not because she's not a beautiful woman, and it's just her whole persona is just very strong, and I'm kind of like, nah, I don't know.
Bro, if she was cutting about with Beyonce doing the tune, right, she'd be like fucking Beyonce's ugly mate. Right?
No way! Get the fuck
She
out
fucking
of here.
would be. You always see that kind of one hot bird, and she's always got one ugly mate to make her look even better. Right, moving on.
Andy sets her straight.
Oh, fuck.
I came up with one.
The tweets.
The tweets.
There's 2 people who were talking about the tweets.
Yeah, so the one I got was James Gunn.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't really know anything about this, and it was explained to me by Chuff that he got into a Twitter spat with some right-wing types.
Shock.
And they went digging into his old Twitter.
Yeah.
And some pretty shocking... there's not to forgive the things he said, but there were some pretty shocking things that he said on his Twitter.
Yeah.
And he claims... And he says as well that he's apologised for these things in the past, and he apologises for them now. He's not trying to hide from them. But he said at the time he thought of himself as a provocateur.
Yeah.
So these were things to say to shock and to try and amuse and he's since said that since he took on all these films, he's tried to grow as a person. But I was like, it's always unforgivable the things he said.
Yeah.
However, he has apologised for them previous, and it's now since it's been brought to the forefront that he was sacked by Disney. Now, I was listening to a podcast today, and they were saying that Disney surely knew about these things, because a company like that, if they take you on board, they deep dive into it, because they're going to have PR people whose job it is to look out for things like this.
So you're saying that Disney, a company like Disney, or any company these days, should go through people's social media to see, hey, we're going to be investing millions and millions and millions of dollars into you. We want to make sure that you're not going to do anything to jeopardize that, or you've not said anything in the past to jeopardize
or
that.
if there is, we need to know about it so that if something happens. But it seems to me that they've just, right, you're sacked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, the difference is, like, he'd apologised for these things a long time ago, or so I'm led to believe. And someone's trying to compare it to the Roseanne stuff. It goes, well, the Roseanne stuff was she never apologised until after she'd lost everything.
Yeah. She was riding with it until
she was standing her ground. Whereas he's come and said, like, look, these are from the time, and I said these things because I was trying to be shocking and edgy. And he goes, that type of humour comes out in my work as well. Like, look at Guardians of the Galaxy, look at anything else that he's done, it has that type of feel to it. Like, have you ever seen a film called The Belko Experiment?
No.
It's a film he done last year. It's on Netflix, really. So it's like an office space in I can't remember. It's like Sri Lanka or something like that. And it's like a Western company, and they have an office full of American people living over there. And one day, all the doors of the building are completely sealed, and the people are told, and a voice comes over the tannoy saying, "There's 20 or 40 of you left in this building. Within an hour, 3 must be dead. And if they aren't, we'll start killing people." And they've all got like a tracking chip in them that they're sold when they get the job, that's put in there so that if you're kidnapped, they'll be able to find you. It turns out it's an explosive device. So they have these people. It's a fucking great film.
That sounds really good.
It's honest, man. It's absolutely brilliant. It's got the guy who plays Dr. Cox in Scrubs, John C. McGinley.
Oh, love him.
He's in it. James Cameron's brother's in it, who is also in the Guardians of the Galaxy films as well.
James Cameron, the director?
James Gunn, sorry. His brother. His brother's in the films, and it's honestly, it's fantastic. Only about an hour and a half long, but it's fucking good.
Well, that sounds
and
good.
it's not like a family friendly one like Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's edgy. You know what I mean? It's a bit gory and stuff like that. So, look, I can understand why they've sacked them, because at the end of the day, they're a business.
And it's Disney too.
And it's Disney, yeah. I think though the fact that these things were dug up purposely to sabotage them.
Yeah.
Because obviously the right wing are unhappy that people that keep coming out like Roseanne are getting punted, are getting this thing done. So I think you've got to, like, with the whole Roseanne thing, it's a double-edged sword. We can't call out for right wing people to have the voices taken away,
and not for
him. Like, regardless of whether or not he has apologised, he obviously doesn't believe the things that he said in the past.
No.
He's not an advocate for, and I think as well as that, because he's very vocal about his views against the current government in America, which I think is why he was.
Well, that's the thing too. Like, well, the difference between that and the Roseanne thing is that hers were current and his were old.
Yeah.
And what the person I was referred to is that when I was in America, there was a guy. I think he was actually pitching in the All-Star game, and as he was pitching in the All-Star game, a story broke about how. He had some tweets where he used the N-word a lot of homophobic stuff. Now, he's probably like 22 now, so this was like 7 years ago. So he was in his late teens, you know what I mean? So this is a kid that we're talking about who has sent these tweets, but this is the age that we're in, you know what I mean? And people were killing him for it. So imagine, like, you just finished pitching. NL lost. So he's getting interviewed in front of the game. You think everyone's coming over to your locker room to interview about the game, and they're like, "What about those tweets from 2006?" You're like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
I get it all the time. Not so much with that, but like, I'll get stuff that'll come up on my memories on Facebook, and I'll be like, "Did I fucking post that?" And it's not like offensive or nothing, but it's just like stupid shit. And I'm like, I'm going to delete that, make sure that's never seen again, because it's just like idiotic stuff that you'd say when you're a kid, like.
Throw this one at you, right, with James Gunn, right? People are under the assumption that whenever they post online, and whatever they post online in their own time is their business alone. Nothing could be further from the truth. Not only is California an at-will employment state, meaning that the California employer has the ability to terminate an employee for any reason at any time, but a person's right to free speech also does not extend to the workplace. The First Amendment limits the government's ability to infringe on your free speech, but not your boss's. Oh. This is especially true if the speech is damaging the image of the company you work for.
Yeah, like I say, especially Disney as well. Do you know what I mean?
But there's nothing he can do really.
Yeah.
You know, he's between a rock and a hard place. Whatever's happened, you can apologise all he wants. But Disney, you know, being a Californian employer,
what I think gets me about this, and like difference to maybe some of the right wing people that are preaching hate speech. Mm-hmm. Now, if he's been saying it as a joke, humour, and he's addressed these things in the past, and we all know how short the public's memory is. So even if and it's now come back to the forefront. Like before Guardians of the Galaxy, I couldn't tell you who James Gunn was.
Yeah, me too.
Do you know what I mean? But obviously those two films are two of the biggest ones to come out of the MCU since Marvel started making the films in 2008. I just think that it's a tough one because you can't really argue for him to keep his job because we say that's the world we live in, and if we're going to treat right-wing people like that, then we have to do the exact same for people who are maybe a bit more left-wing.
Yeah. But what about, like, people change as they get older. So what if... I'm not saying people should be...
You've got some things he said.
Yeah, I've got some of the tweets.
Yeah, they're rough. They're rough. A lot of them are rough. But, like, there's people who... like, if I was 7... Like, the guy, Josh Heaton, the baseball player that I was telling you about, like... Let's say you're a baseball player and you grew up in the heartland of America where you're surrounded by people who look like you, no other races, and that's what you know. But now you go to college and you're playing baseball for a college, you get to the pros, you start to meet these people now and you're like, oh shit, these people are the same as me. I was ignorant to say those things and think those things. You maybe even had those conversations with those people about it. Like, look, I have used this word in the past and I feel like an asshole for doing that. And now they're taking that stuff and they're bringing it back, and it's like, oh shit! Now I got to relive this, even though I know that I've outgrown that. Everyone knows that.
You're a victim of your circumstance, and I think the problem now with a lot of stuff, especially, is it's trial by Twitter.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And it is, and the thing is, like I say again, is James Cameron. Yeah, that's some pretty.
They're not funny though.
Yeah, and I think that's what he's come out and said, and I think as well that because his brother released a statement on it as well.
Yeah.
And he says, like, I've never thought he was funny. He's like, my mum doesn't think he's funny. But since coming into the world and making the Guardians films and that, he has publicly spoken about how he's grown and developed as a person and how he's taken his whatever anger he had towards the world and he's channeled that into his filmmaking.
Yeah.
And he's like, he said himself that he relates a lot with the main character from Guardians of the Galaxy as a bit of a twat who's like, he's sort of grown and developed as a person. I think, man, it's just you've got to go on whether or not you think a person's genuine with their apology. And the fact of the matter is that he's accepted what people have said to him, and he's like, well, I've apologised for these before, and I'll apologise for them now. It's not who I am. It's not who I am. It's who I was. Mm-hmm. I don't think any of us would say that I'm definitely not the same person I was 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? It's a grey area, but I think based on the way that things have went for other people, you can't really grumble with him being sacked.
It's a shitty situation, but he'll rebound and he'll get something.
I think there's already a petition for Disney to re-sign him.
Yeah,
but I don't think they will because, like, say someone made a good point. I was listening to a thing the day where they're like, they've made 2 of the Guardians films now, so they know what the tone is, they know what the humour's like, so they don't really need him to do a third one.
No, it's probably good for them. Get them out of here. Yeah. We can pay someone a quarter of what we paid you and get the same product, if not better. So
I mean, it's like, I'm gutted for him because I like him. I like him as a director. I say if you haven't, check out the Belko Experiment. It's an excellent watch. But what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Sorry, James Gunn. What about he's talking about celebrities having shit weeks? Your boy 6ix9ine.
Oh man, it hurts.
That was a strange one. Because
a lot.
I was reading something that he told the police a different story to what he.
Yeah, but you wouldn't tell the police. He can't. Coming from where he comes from, he can't tell the police exactly what happened. But like, I just hope that this changes things for people who don't know. They're the rainbow-haired rapper 6ix9ine, who
the witch clown prostitute,
who I think's Braw, and the other two think is Naw. He was coming back from. He was in a strip club actually, throwing around a bunch of money, $1,000 worth of jewelry on. They cut off. They said that they parked a car in front of his driveway. You know, they got him out. They pistol whipped him, brought him in the house where the mother of his child was, and his child. They robbed him, and then they put him in the back of the car, and then he said he ended up escaping, so I ended up running.
A lot of people are saying it's a PR stunt.
He doesn't really need that for his music, though. And I don't think he would want that.
To be honest with you, man, like, I don't mind his music, but the fact that he looks like Gollum fucked a pack of Skittles, that's what I have a real issue with, man. Like, he just sounds like an idiot.
He does sound like an idiot. But the thing is after Triple X Tentacion died, he seemed a bit, not remorseful, but he just seemed to be like, holy shit, like, this is a wake-up call. And then even after that, like his first interview, after he got in trouble the other night, he was like, I saw myself dying. Like, I thought I was going to die. You know? So he's like, I just gave them all that money. He's like, I can get changed later on. It doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah. It's a thing, man, as well, because you see, I hear a lot about this. Like, I think it's happened a couple of times where rappers have done what rappers do and done videos, and it's this live video. They do live videos and they're throwing about money and they're wearing all their jewelry. And the thing is, there's crooks out there, so people are going to know where you are.
Exactly.
So if it was me, I'd be like, if you're doing a live video, do it from a secure location.
Yeah.
Don't go shouting about where you are, because as much as a shame as that is, you can't do it.
No.
It's like there's been a load of footballers have had their house broken into when they're playing games on the TV. So people know their houses are empty.
Yeah.
So they go and rob their houses, and it's a horrible situation to be in, but you have to be smarter when you're famous.
I know. It's
shit to say that, because I don't want to be victim blaming, but
the whole thing stinks of somebody who already knew him.
Oh, yeah, that's what he thinks too.
You know, it's so easy just to get in then into his house with the wife and kids and everything like that.
Oh, yeah, definitely, man. But you have to, if you're going to be a public figure, you then give up the right to privacy. It's not a good thing, but you lose an aspect of your privacy.
You don't, and you can still use social media and promote your stuff without always being live and in the moment. You know, you can take pictures, go do what you got to do, and then go someplace else, and then post it and say, "Hey, we were here today, and we did this, this, and that."
Yeah.
And you still be as controversial as whatever you want.
Take some of your chain money and pay for decent security.
That's the thing. He has security now too, but
obviously not very good.
But he was running around New York, thought he was safe in New York. And
do you ever think that all the live videos and that are because jewelers and people with sponsorships and brand endorsement are saying we'll give you $100,000, but you need to do 5 pictures, 4 live videos?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So it's a kind of catch-22. It's not so easy just to go, well, I'm not going to do that anymore, because that might be.
It might be, but then you've got to say to them. You obviously have to say to people, like, look, after 6ix9ine, what happened to Triple X? Do you know what I mean? What's happened to countless celebrities who have vocalised? Look what happened to fucking Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Do you know, she not post videos, she was in Paris, and the next, she was fucking held at gunpoint.
That was an inside job. That had to be an inside job.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I'm saying. The thing is, as well, is like, I suppose when you're a public figure, you put yourself at risk of that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There was a guy who had a plot foiled to kidnap the wee prince, the wee gremlin baby, the wee blonde, the George.
Oh,
The guy was arrested he had a plot to kidnap.
What's wrong with people, right?
Do you know what I mean? It's just fucking...
That's what the royal family tells you, because they're fucking lobbying for more funding for security or funding for fucking something else. Don't believe everything you read in the paper.
Move him on to Newton. Give him
I know, right?
a wee 5 days job and have a fucking deal with it, man. Sling him into the grammar school and see how he gets on.
Nobody will touch him.
In the last 2 minutes.
But I think I'm not a big fan of him as a person. I don't mind some of his tunes, like they're not something I listen to all the time, but they're decent gym music. But fuck, man, I couldn't imagine that. Like, if somebody came into my house with me at gunpoint and I had my girl and my wee boy there, that'd be fucking terrifying.
Oh yeah, you should.
So no one deserves that, man. As much of a cunt as a guy is, no one deserves to be held at gunpoint. But get better security, bro.
Nah.
Maybe with all these rappers getting fucked up, maybe that'll get everybody just to maybe calm down with the flaunting the cash and fucking rubbing it in your face.
Hopefully,
hopefully, you know.
I know 21 Savage. He stopped wearing jewelry. He goes, nobody who's a billionaire now walks like Jeff Bezos. Don't walk around with big fucking chains.
Nah,
you know, Bill Gates doesn't have. You know,
look at Jay-Z, man. He's just cutting about in helmets and like shoes.
there's ways of still showing that you're even people that you see. Like I always look when I get on a plane at the people that sit in first class, because you know how they parade you through first class, kind of like, oh, look at me. Oh, speaking of this, I'll finish my point first. They parade you through first class, and I always look at the people. They're very well put together. You know what I mean? You can always tell when someone's got money. The hair's always cut right. Yeah. You know, the shirt's always nice. No one have any stains. No one wearing sweatpants in first class. Everyone has like nice jeans, nice shoes on, and always like nice and proper. You can still be like that, and still people know you got money anyway. Yeah. You know, I hear you on the radio all the time. Yeah. I see you on TV. But anyway, walking through first class, My daughter has this thing. She's big into following like different people on YouTube now. She's like part of the YouTube generation. So she saw somebody that she likes. Family goes on vacation somewhere and they sit in business class. And ever since then, every fucking time we go somewhere, I want to sit in business class. I want to go. And I was like, you got business class fucking money? Because I don't. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of money. So we're walking through first class, and my youngest daughter's like, why can't we sit up here? And then my older daughter's like, this is business class. And then Sienna goes, so what? Why can't we sit here? And loud so everyone can hear, because we don't have enough money. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so embarrassed.
She's been watching those Casey Neistat videos, isn't she?
No, right? No, she's just been listening to me saying, we don't have enough money.
Someone from first class is leaving goes, yeah, we know it, fuck off.
I know, right? Listen, little girl, don't use our bathroom.
Okay? Get out of here, you little urchin. I remember it was either I was a comedian and he was like, I think it was Jim Jeffries. Like, I fly all the time, so I always buy an economy seat.
Yeah.
But I always get bumped up. Mm-hmm. He's like, and I always make sure I look like shit when I go to first class, so they know I'm not supposed to be there.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do.
Planes
aren't like. I've noticed, I say this every time I get off a plane, they're not built for people our size. They're not built for anyone over 6 foot.
No.
Certainly not built for anyone over like 13 and a half stone. No. Certainly not. It's fucking ridiculous.
Uncomfortable, man.
Super uncomfortable.
I can't even sit in a cinema for more than a couple hours without seriously feeling it afterwards.
Yeah.
I've got back problems as it is, man. So like any time that I have to sit in one sort of position without much variation, I'm in bits.
Yeah, me too. I don't really like the movie there. You know, I went to the one in Dundee. There's one by the ice skate.
Cineworld, yeah.
Yeah, that one's
good,
nice.
Yeah.
We kind of snuck into the nice seats.
Yeah.
They were good. Andy, you said something on the show, I think with Murray, where you said about the airplane food, because I put a Braw Or Naw about the airplane food.
Yeah.
And you're saying that it tastes weird because of the elevation. I find that fascinating. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, no, I did. I totally blew my nose. I thought, what the fuck?
Yeah, so the altitude helps suppress your sense of smell, therefore you can't taste.
Yeah.
As well.
And what annoyed me as well, because you know when you get on a flight and they give you food, they always give the vegans or people with the special dietary needs stuff first. I'm like, you motherfuckers. Fuck. God damn you.
I was listening back to you. It was a bit we were talking about Vicky and her bacon.
That made me laugh.
I know we shouldn't blow her on horns, but that shit was funny as fuck. Sorry, Matt, who doesn't like us talking about the podcast on the podcast.
Yeah, sorry. Also, when I got off the flight, I saw some lady kind of like, she had her son and she was waiting by the bag carousel, and I got my bag and I was leaving, and she was kind of smiling at me, shaking my head because she saw me with the girl. Most people see a dad with 2 girls and they're kind of like, oh wow, like guys can't be parents, you know what I mean? But anyway,
so you keep doing you, son.
I know, right? Did the mom die? No, she's just at home, just here with them. Why does the mom have to be out of the picture? But she was like, oh, are you American? I was like, yeah. She's like, oh, and you live here? Yeah. I was like, yeah, you know, I live in Scotland. People always make me feel like shit when that happens. They're like, oh, you live here, so you chose to live in Scotland, yeah. And then she was like, where do you live? Because she's like, her husband was from Perth, but they live in like Long Island or something. She said, and I was like, oh, I live in Perth. And she's like, you live in Perth? Oh my God! I was like, that's like the country. She's like, we're staying in Edinburgh today. Oh my God, how could you live in Perth? And I was like, I'm gonna get going now because I feel like shit now.
Yeah, Should make my new hometown.
I'm moving to Dundee tomorrow.
Dundee's alright.
Dundee's fucking kicking off, man.
I love Dundee.
Yeah, I heard it, but
investment does.
Yeah, saying that, I seen that thing on Facebook that the Hurricanes movie Bend Don't Break has finally got a screening date.
Yeah, walking that red carpet, baby.
Yeah, I'm gonna go along. I think.
Oh, you're gonna go?
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, Saturday afternoon.
Yeah,
25th, 26th August.
25th. Yeah.
Yeah, well, shout out to Bend Don't Break.
Yes.
Like 5 years in the making.
Maybe we should see if he wants to come along and talk shite on the podcast.
You know, we'll message him.
I can, yeah.
Give him a shout. But yeah, we've also we'll go on that looks like. So anyone who's keen for that Bend Don't Break, have a look. It's a film about the Dundee Hurricanes.
Yeah, we were the worst American football team they say in the country, but we probably were because we were in the lowest division and we were the worst team in that division.
Yeah.
It was shot about. Were you on the team at that year?
I think it was just wrapping up filming that I joined the season after.
Oh, okay.
And then I think he'd done a little bit extra filming when I was a part of the team.
Yeah.
Which we did win some games that...
We did. So we were no longer the worst.
Those 2 seasons that I played, we actually won some games. We were 1 game off a winning record in one of them, my last season.
Oh,
but
man,
Aberdeen
that.
fucked us up. Bastards.
Yeah, so it'd be good to watch that, though.
Yeah, no, I'm down for going through. It's like Saturday afternoon, so We'll post the details on the page.
Yeah.
Well, we jump into a little bit of
Braw or Naw? Yeah.
Braw or Naw. Braw or Naw. Braw or Naw.
I've got one today.
Oh, you got another one?
Yeah, just one that I have to get this on the list because it's actually something that's pissed me off, but it's been pissing me off for years, and I want to say it's more of a Braw or Naw though.
Okay.
Guys who wear t-shirts that say things like, "If found, please return to the pub." And I've seen one today that said, "6-pack coming soon." When I see t-shirts like that, I want to rip them off the person and fucking wrap them around their throat until they stop shaking.
I hate that.
It does my tit, and it's like, you're not funny, and you're clearly one of these people that thinks you're funny by wearing this shit, but you're not. It's like like FBI, Federal Booby Inspector. It's like,
Yeah.
go on away and take yourself for a shite, you arsehole.
I feel I only see a certain type of man wearing those shirts, and it's always a man.
Yep.
All right. So I'm not going to be sexist here because I never see women wearing crap like this.
Nope.
It's always a guy who's got a little bit too much weight in the front. You know, he's got a little overhang going on, maybe a little
30s,
balding on
early
top.
40s.
Yes,
Yep.
late 30s, early 40s. And maybe there's some sort of a stain on that T-shirt as well
Yep.
because he's just been out doing something.
Yeah.
I saw one at the airport, but I'm going to forget it now. Oh, yeah, I actually tweeted it out because it was funny, but you shouldn't have it on a T-shirt. It was like, surely not everyone was kung fu fighting, which I thought was funny. But
there's things like that, and just like, it does my nut in. Like, it's just, you're not fun. I hate, one of my biggest bugbears is people who think they're funny, but they're not. And I'm not trying to say that I'm funny, but it's people who like...
one stand-up comedian.
Fuck up. It's like people who tell that everyone thinks I'm hilarious. It's like, no, you think you're funny, no one else does.
Yeah.
But it's probably, I hope it's going to be a no. It's a big no from me, and I think those t-shirts should be banned. And if you wear those t-shirts, shame on you.
It's more of the fault of the people who sell them, the shop that sell them.
Yeah, but then they're a business, they're going to exploit it because they know people out there will wear it. So it's a no from me.
Dogs.
It's a tough one because I used to have a couple of t-shirts. One that said, what did it say on it? Does your face hurt because it's killing me? And I fucking
See, that's funny, but it's the stuff that's like, it's so generic. Do you know what I mean? You see a million of these t-shirts. I mean, see if it's something that's like unique and a bit...
Somebody gave me a t-shirt once. I'm trying to think who it was, but it said on it, "Nice legs, what time do they open?"
That type of shit. Like that.
I'm sure there's a picture of me on Facebook wearing it. I fucking swear down, man. I'll get it just
man.
now. I'm betwixt and between because I wouldn't wear it now. It was cool. Maybe it wasn't cool. It was alright when you're like 22, but when you're like 34,
that's when you see grown men. It was
you're
like the proper old like
dad banter.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
No, it's a no from
I've
me.
had a look for some bad t-shirts as well, and there are some pretty bad ones, mate. You know, like I have a PhD. With like a pretty huge dick.
See?
I only have sex with days with a Y in them.
Yeah, things like that. Like, oh man.
There's someone who lives around here. Every time I go and walk my dog, this is a bumper sticker. Not really, well, higher up on the bumper, but it says, "If I'm driving fast, it's because I need a poo." And I was like, why would you put that on your car though? Like, I don't care if you got
That's
that
what it
shit.
is. It's people who like, they think they're funny because they'll do that, but they're not actually funny by themselves. They can't make people laugh with their own jokes. They just like, says poo on it.
Check out the shirt. Yeah.
Oh man,
I'm going to say no.
I'm saying no.
cool.
Not all around.
Alright, cool. Right, next year.
Next on the list, anime. Braw or Naw. I find it shocking. Like, a lot of people I follow on Twitter who make me laugh, and you see their pictures. You wouldn't put these people with people who watch anime, but then every now and then they'll put like a joke out there about it. I'm like, I don't understand what that means. I don't know who fucking Goku and Noroku are. And
It's never been my thing. I can appreciate it as an art form.
yeah,
Because obviously it takes a lot of work and it looks strikingly, it's really good. Like the bit in Kill Bill, the first one, where it's the origin story of Lucy Liu's character, Onenishi. And
is that anime though?
Oh, I think it's anime. It's that style of drawing.
I'm thinking kind of like what's that movie with Bruce Willis and it's kind of looks like a comic book.
Sin City.
Yeah, is it that, or maybe I'm thinking of the wrong thing?
That's not anime.
Oh, okay.
Anime is
cool.
like,
No, that's not anime. But
yeah,
I thought
anime is like
that's
that sort of, I'm going to say Asian. That may be a sweeping generalisation, but that's sort of like
Far East.
Yeah, that Far Eastern style of drawing and style of storytelling. I can appreciate it. it's not something I've ever done. Maybe I should watch it and maybe I like it, but like it's never something I've sought out to watch.
I'm sure somebody will post something on the Facebook page of some really good anime.
Yeah, like so if there is anything that you would recommend that we watch, because I don't want to cast a spell on someone I don't know anything about. So if there's anyone out there who watches anime and has anything that they think we should watch to get us into the genre.
Oh, there's one that possibly could get us started. Will Smith's son does one of the voices for it, and the Bodega Boys, the podcast that I listen to, they do some voices in there as well. It's on Netflix, but if you type in like, what's his name? What's Will Smith's son's name? Jaden Smith. You'll be able to find out. I forgot the name of it. I watched a couple of episodes and it was good, but then a show started up and I kind of forgot about it. So maybe I'll go back to it tonight.
Well, if there's anyone out there that can recommend us some anime, and then we can maybe Braw or Naw, because I don't want to say no.
Oh, say no.
Well, I think I'd quite like. I like the style of drawing. I think it looks good, so I'll say Braw.
Okay, all right.
But it's not something I watch a lot of. But the little of it that I know, I'll say Braw.
Well, I just googled the Jaden Smith thing. It's called Neo Yokio.
Neo Yokio,
Yeah, and everything here is all the results coming up straight. The YouTube videos are why it's really terrible. Everything wrong with Jaden Smith's anime Neo Yokio.
It seems like he's the type of guy.
Could have been awesome, but it failed.
He seems like he'd be the type of guy with like, I love anime, and then he would do something completely.
Do you want your anime show here?
If any listeners do want to send any links of that for Jordan and mine to watch, fire away. But I'm gonna be fucking watching it.
Yeah, just for
Plus,
I'm not watching it.
Can I just touch on something else that kind of gets missed out? Is there is some really creepy aspects towards like younger girls and stuff like that with certain sort of anime genres of it.
That's always been the weird thing with anime is people sort of assume that if you're into anime you also enjoy anime porn.
Oh no,
that's always been a weird aspect. Well, that's always maybe it's just the aspect, but it's because of how the women and the female characters and even young female characters are drawn is to almost sexualise them.
That always creeps me out when I'm watching porn. When I see that thing pop up on the side, but it has. No, I'm just joking.
It's when you have that. It's when you try it out, you feel like you're really strange. Like I hear you, bro. It's fine.
I've watched plenty of anime porn, and it's just not for me.
It's weird looking. Like I can see things, man. Like I can appreciate it. It's an art form, but yeah, I think there is, and I think people who are really into anime will probably be annoyed that that's the aspect we know. But I think that's probably.
Yeah,
it's a very widely strung part of it.
There are guys in Japan who are besotted, completely in love with these anime characters, and their whole life revolves around this one female anime character.
Yeah.
It's kind of bizarre. You know, I'm not really into it.
But then you get people who
what I really see about it.
You get people who are like so deep into these Second Life type video games.
Yes, that's what I was going to ask. What would be like the British equivalent? Because America, we have guns. They have anime in Japan. What's this something that the British people are so in love with besides cues that like you would be like, wow, that's weird.
Saying sorry.
What about tea and coffee?
Probably food, deep fried food in Scotland. That's what we're fucking into. We tried this, but if you try deep frying it, I tell you what,
deep fry that radio, throw it on the plate.
I'll say Braw for anime.
I'm saying no. Nah. And they just creep me out too with that talking about the girls.
I just watch regular porn. So
I just want to clarify. I was joking about the anime porn. That's not my style.
We had one from Mari that I'll say will remember.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Mazza, who was on a couple of weeks ago with Smithy. The current weather.
I think it's Braw. That's not to like.
You know what it is, man? It's like I just want maybe for every 4 days of sun, just 1 day of rain.
Yeah. Has it not been happening that way?
But not even. It's still not been cool. Like was it Friday? It peed it down for a couple of hours, and then by tea time it was roasted, and then Sunday was just like a flat heat.
It's trending on Twitter just now. Hottest day, #hottest day of the year. But
today,
yeah,
it must be.
It's the hottest
down
day.
south. They've issued an amber warning in England, telling people to stay indoors because it's not safe. Because it was 33.3 degrees somewhere in Surrey, I think it was.
These people would never fucking survive in Thailand or even in New York or in LA.
England's I searched London today when I was on the weather app, and it's something
31 degrees 4 hours ago in London.
Yeah, it's averaging about 30 degrees for this whole week in London.
It's hot. That is hot.
That's hot as fuck, man.
Yeah, I'll give you the pass.
And the thing is as well, this country's not built for it. Because we're used to the cold, you know what I mean? It's thick.
Yeah.
Thick walls that if there is heat, they trap the heat and it gets.
Listen to everybody like that's been moaning about the heat and that as well. You know, it's just I used to think that bad weather's the reason for folk being miserable, but it just turns out we're all miserable cunts anyway. The fucking sun is shining.
It doesn't help.
Fuck it, man.
I don't mind the weather as long as I don't have to go and do go to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't mind it in that way.
Well, that sucks to be you boys. Then.
See, every time I see you post like a picture of a tinny in the afternoon or like a fucking golf
I know,
round, I'm
fuck
like,
that guy.
Do you know, boys, honestly, not a lot of golf been going on, but
I'm actually feeling a game of golf. I think it's because I've seen all this stuff on the Open. I didn't actually watch any of it, but I prefer playing golf. I can't really watch golf.
No, I can't watch it either.
I do enjoy playing it, but watching I just can't get into.
what we're saying about the weather then, Braw or Naw?
Okay, I'm going to have to say bro. I can't say no. Like it's sticky and it's better than being freezing cold and miserable, and I can dry my clothes outside. So
from September, we will have all the bad weather that we can handle. So
to
don't
be
worry
honest,
about it.
I won't mind the winter this year because we've actually had a summer.
Yeah.
I think my problem for a lot
That's
of
the
years has
point.
been it's been shit winters, but we've had shite summers as well.
Yeah.
So you know, I'll say bro.
I'm going broad too. Love the sun. Can't get enough of it.
Braw the way.
Ringtones. Like having a ringtone other than the ringtones that are on your phone. Braw or Naw.
I can't remember the last time I had my phone on.
Exactly, yeah. I had what's that show Kevin Spacey was on? We got kicked off. House of Cards. I had the House of Cards theme as a ringtone probably around 2-3 years ago, and I forgot someone heard it and they were like, "What the fuck are you doing with your life that you have that as your ringtone?" And I was like, "You're right, sorry."
Yes, I've never like it used to be when you had like the Nokias, the old Nokia 3210s, you can make up your own ringtones.
Yeah.
My mate used to be able to make up. He would make up tunes himself because he was quite musically inclined. So he'd like sit and make the ringtone on his phone, and he'd be like, "Oh, I've got this," and that was back when it was new. But then when iPhones come in, to actually get a song as your ringtone on an iPhone, it's a bit of a pain in the arse procedure because you have to
Gotta buy it.
you got to buy it and then put it into your iTunes and then get it on the phone. So I'm going to say no because I honestly cannot remember the last time I had my phone on loud.
Yeah, I don't like ringtones at all. No. I rarely have my phone off a vibrate. I kind of think it's rude when you're someplace and your phone rings.
You know, I spend the majority of my day at my desk.
That too. Yeah.
And I don't want my phone ringing in the middle of the office, and then let's say I can feel it vibrating in my pocket.
Yeah.
And no one ever phones anyway. And I hate speaking on the phone.
No, I know that should be
unless someone's dead, text me.
That should be it. Talking on the phone, bro, or not. But no, ringtones.
Ringtones. I just touched on your thing. I used to have the old Siemens C25 and it had ringtones in it. They were monophonic in those days.
Yeah.
What monophonic means is it could only play one note at a time.
Yeah.
But you could sit from mine. It was all
Fuck
programmed
man,
by
is
top
that
DJs.
polyphonic ringtones? When that was the thing.
Oh yeah.
And then they just stepped up.
That was a multi-million pound industry. Ringtones at one point.
It just would have died on
and
its
it
arse.
just went out.
I only know one person that has like anything other than a ringtone rather than a ring or like that, and that's Murray Ged.
Right.
And Murray's got the Tourette's boy, the Scottish guy with Tourette's. What his name is, Davey or something.
Johnny Davidson.
Johnny, aye. So he's got him, and then every time he gets a text, all he is, "You fat cow!"
I would have got your dog's got tits.
Arthur Daly.
I think my dad still got a ringtone, but like I think for him it's still a pretty unique thing. Like he still loves the fact that you can actually get music on your phone now.
It all seems to be like folk above the age of 50. When their phone goes, it's like booting off. It's like some fucking
orchestra,
Katy Perry or some shit like that. Do you know what I mean?
My mom has like this orchestra with this soul orchestra band thing going on, and I was like, "Ma, gotta do something about
I think
that."
my dad's got the Clash. You know what I mean? Like my dad's like, I fucking love it. I'll be sitting in my mum and dad's back garden, like waiting for my to have my dinner when I'm round visiting, and then my dad will come in for work, and you'll just hear his car for the other end of the street because he fucking loves just his drive home to Glasgow, just absolutely belting the tunes and that. And yourself, Pat. Fucking carry on, big
Shout out
man.
to Papa Pats.
Big Pats.
Big Papa Pat, it's your hookup.
That is like literally people even call me Jordan when he introduced me. He's like, "Oh, you're Pats' laddie." I was like, "Nah, that'll be me."
Pat's son.
We're the same height, but he makes me feel tiny. Honestly.
Is your dad a large fellow, or is he bigger than you?
He's 6'2", and I am 6'2" flat. He's like 6'2" and a bit.
Like weight-wise, I mean.
I think he's built like a brick shit house.
Yeah.
He's a big old dude.
So is he bigger than you now?
Yeah, he makes me look tiny. But Big Pats, that's what he's called.
Paddy boy.
People still talk about he scored a hat trick for who the fuck was it now?
Rangers?
Nah. He scored a hat trick on his debut for a team. It was a perfect hat trick apparently, I'm told. Left foot, right foot header.
Really?
Yeah, and he was a centre half too, so He's been living on that for about 30 years.
Do not see many of those, I assume.
Defenders will score mostly headers from like set pieces from corners and free kicks, because what they'll do is they'll send the big guys up, because defenders are usually big guys.
Yeah.
So they'll send them up, so they're more of an aerial threat. So you don't really hear a defender scoring hat tricks.
Yeah, you never really hear a defender scoring a hat-trick. Never mind, if he did score one, it's going to be a perfect one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's been riding on that for a long time. People still talk to him about it when he's in the pub. So
There's still buying them drinks in that.
That's
awesome.
Pass, man.
I wish I did anything well enough
My
to get
only
drinks.
sporting moment I still get talked about from the Hurricanes guys is the tackle I made on some poor little bastard in Carlisle, because Billy Mitchell fumbled the kick, and the poor little bastard obviously didn't know he shouldn't have picked it up, but he picked it up and the ball was live.
And you killed him.
So he took off to my side and
Love those.
the thing is, it was just like, wasn't, you know, like usually when there's a good hit on the pitch, everyone cheers.
Yeah.
All everyone heard was, ooh, and no one said it. I was like, oh shit, and he never came back on the pitch. Those were the days. Have we got any more?
McDonald's Filet-O-Fish, or is it fillet-o-fish?
I don't eat
I believe it's pronounced filet-o-fish.
Filet-O-Fish, alright. I was told that it's fillet, but it's French call it filet, because that's their language. But we'll say filet, I don't know.
I'm not a big
I just
fish
avoid
guy.
it anyway.
I'm not a big fish guy.
French, McDonald's fish fillet, Braw or Naw?
No.
No?
I don't like fish, so it's a no from me. Like,
I mean, I've had them before, and they're actually alright, but I would never order it. Because I think people would
do they
think
even
that's
still
weird.
do them? I've never actually seen one advertised.
Yeah,
Sure
they do.
yeah.
Yeah, they don't
There's a
advertise.
reason why they do them. I watched a YouTube thing about how the filet-o-fish was invented.
Oh, God.
And yeah, because I'm that kind of guy.
No, but what are you going to say, though?
Always on
When
a
I-
quest for knowledge.
No, but I really didn't obviously soak much of it in because I can't remember fuck all about it.
No, it doesn't sound like it'd be the most gripping YouTube video available.
Yeah, well, I've not got my notes. I didn't know that you were, going to talk about this, but I'm like you. I don't eat fish. I've never had one, so I couldn't.
I'm not a big fan
I'm
of
just going to
fish.
say no. 'Cause I don't like fish.
No.
Why would you have a fish thing anyway, man?
Okay.
Why would you not be in there for a 20 nugget box, man? What's wrong with you?
I didn't actually eat any of the beef. If I go into McDonald's, it's for a chicken product.
Really?
Yeah, man. 'Cause
Nuggets.
the burgers are
Yeah,
just
nuggets,
The
but
burgers are just so disappointing. They're about they're about as thin as a slice of paper.
no way.
No man, that chicken legend burger. Now that's some shit. As a proper chicken breast, lettuce, spicy mayo. Mother, I might go and get one right now.
The new thing in America now is those like what's it called in Dundee?
Five Guys.
It's like that halfway between a restaurant and a fast food thing, but they just charge you what a restaurant would charge you basically. So now they're scattered all over the place.
Five Guys is.
Five Guys is great.
I might actually have to go through Dundee soon just to get a Five Guys.
Five Guys is good. Hot dogs better than the hamburgers. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm intrigued.
Unpopular opinion.
Do you want to quickly know why the filet-o-fish is at McDonald's?
I do.
I'm dying to tell you.
Go on then.
Basically, some guy came up with the idea. He went to McDonald's owner Ray Kroc with the idea. Kroc wasn't too sure on it, so he basically said, "If I put this on the menu, go up against the hamburgers." It was up against Kroc's own hula burger, which was grilled pineapple with cheese on a cold bun,
Oh,
and the filet-o-fish one hands down, and that's how it then ended up on the menu.
They're saying that.
There's a really good animated video about it on YouTube.
I did once try I went to, was it Viva Brazil in Glasgow?
Yeah.
And they finished with the roasted pineapple seasoned with cinnamon.
Nice.
that sounds really good.
That was really fucking tasty. Deadly. Right, well, we didn't eat, it's only been a couple of days since we were last here.
Yeah.
Is there any more Braw Or Naws before we move along?
No, that's all I got.
I've got nothing to do.
Well, we usually do what are we watching and listen to this week.
What have you been watching or listening to this week?
I've got a couple of things just because I spent most of yesterday on the sofa. We've seen that. First of all, I rewatched the first half of Pulp Fiction on Saturday before I went out,
Yeah.
and I forgot how much I fucking love that film.
Awesome movie.
Just like the first half, man, the dialogue is, you can almost see that can't be scripted because of how well the actors portray it in the style of just a conversation. Like the first bit with Tim Roth and his girlfriend before they stick up the cafe. Is it Tim Roth? It is Tim Roth.
It is.
Yeah. Before they stick up the cafe, before that, any of you fucking pricks, no. And then
She's hyping that scene.
that was. Was that before a Prodigy tune? It's on one of the Prodigy albums.
I've not seen.
And then there's the first bit where Samuel L. Jackson and Vincent Vega, John Travolta's character, in the car, and then there's the scene where they go and interrogate the boys. And like I remember watching it, I forgot for the first time in ages that one of the boys is speaking to Samuel L. Jackson and he just shoots the boy in the head while the other guy's mid-sentence, and I forgot how to like drop.
Is that when they're in the car?
No, when they're in the room and they're talking about the burgers.
Oh,
and the
yeah,
guy's like,
yeah.
"Oh, I didn't mean we had the best of intentions, blah blah," and he just poof, and just shoots the guy who's like lying next to him out of nowhere. And I totally forgot about shat myself. But I forgot how good that film is. I also watched some of a new series on Netflix called Dark Tourist. It's a journalist from New Zealand who he says he's always had a bit of an interest in the macabre. And basically there's an industry around there called dark tourism, and it's people going around like spots where serial killers, just like there's a Manson tour or a Jeffrey Dahmer tour, or you can go around the nuclear fallout sites from Fukushima in Japan. So there's all this dark tourism. So we watched a couple of episodes of that yesterday. Well worth a watch. We don't have to watch them in any order either. Like, we sort of picked and choose the ones that we thought looked interesting. And I also watched the first episode of an older one that was Neil deGrasse Tyson's Cosmos. Oh man, I
love him.
So like, I watched the first episode. I just pung it on.
Is he? Because Carl Sagan obviously did the original Cosmos.
Yeah,
Are they redoing it again?
Well, it must be something. I think it's been on Netflix for ages, but I've been meaning to watch it, and then Chuff was reading something, so I was like, I'll ping this on while I'm waiting. And we ended up watching the whole episode.
Oh, mind blowing, probably.
But the thing is, well, it is, and it's directed by it's produced, by Seth MacFarlane.
Alright.
And the premise is like he's on like a CGI ship, and he flies you around the cosmos and talks you through it.
Cool.
And it's fucking brilliant. So
I like that.
Yeah, honestly, if you've even just got like time to kill, I think you'd have to binge it, but like, see if you've just got an hour to kill, bash an episode on. And the first episode, I was just like, because you're just like, but he does it in a way that's quite accessible. I think that's what Neil deGrasse Tyson's really good at. He's smart as fuck, but he's good at laying it out in a way that retards doesn't understand.
He's good at explaining things in relative terms,
Like
which is
layman
what
terms,
Carl
yeah.
Sagan and what the original Cosmos series was. So it looks really dated now when you watch it back.
I think that's probably why they've redone it,
but yeah, it's his ability to put things into perspective so that you can understand the enormity.
Well, the graphics has always had a decent bit of money put behind it because it looks fantastic. Yeah. It's obviously CGI out the hell, but it looks tremendous. So I really, really, really recommend having a look if you've got time to kill.
I'm going to watch one tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to go as soon as I get home tonight. I'm going to watch the second episode because it is well worth watching. But because I spent most of my day on the couch yesterday, I still had things to report on. Anyone else?
Yeah, I actually did, because after I left you guys on Saturday, I went to see my pal, picked up, like I said, got a couple of munchie boxes, spicy chicken pizza and that as well, and then sat and watched a couple of movies. But I've actually been watching, I haven't mentioned it any weeks, that 24 Hours in Police Custody on Channel 4. I've just been watching that.
Just binging telly?
No, it's just one every week when I'm sort of around. I'm like, you've got that on the box? And I get the new episode on. It's good, it just follows a particular story, a particular crime, and then, the 24 hours following it afterwards. A couple of other things I watched. I watched a film called The Visit.
Is that the grandparents?
The grandparents, aye. So the two kids, they get sent to go, I think it's Philadelphia. So they get sent off, or Pennsylvania rather, it's a state. And they get sent there to go and visit the grandparents. But one of the kids is like making like a documentary of it.
It's like a found footage type deal, eh?
Kinda, but it's really weird because they break the fourth wall constantly. So you're just like...
because they're speaking to the documentary and right.
Yeah, and it feels like they're speaking to you as well, even when they're not breaking the fourth wall. It's a really weird one. It wasn't that scary. I watched it. I'm going to give it a monkey sword fight 1 banana.
Woo! That's low.
1 banana for that. And then I finished off my night after I'd had my doner and my pizza and all that.
With indigestion, it would seem.
Dengue. And I actually watched an old film with Owen Wilson in it called Hall Pass.
I remember that.
Oh, I've seen that. That was funny.
It was alright,
just
man.
brain fart TV.
I was sat there, I was just like, come on, man, I'm needing a comedy or something to like pick me up. It's like, it's half past midnight.
It's alright.
It's like, Yeah, what a load of fucking shit that was. I just knew that the women would be out on the smash instantly and the guys would just be fucking it up. Pure dad chat, getting pissed in the bar and that, man.
Fuck, man.
It was daft.
Hollywood is sexist. Guys can never do anything right in Hollywood.
Hollywood is accurate.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I've watched the last couple of days.
Mickey Dot's got anything to report?
Yeah, so I talked about it briefly on the last show, but I didn't know the name of it. The movie's called 12 Strong. It's about 12 soldiers that go into the mountains of Afghanistan to hunt the Taliban after 9/11. And they have to kind of enlist some of the local tribes that don't get along to go find the Taliban, and chaos ensues. So it's pretty good. It'll probably be on Netflix or one of those things within the next few weeks, I would assume. Music wise, I've been listening to a lot of old shit because, well, of course, I needed to download the I was gonna say Oasis, but I gave him a no last week. Nirvana. Downloaded the Nirvana album, and I was listening to that the other day, and I knew 3 songs instead of only 1. So I misspoke last week. So, but still not enough for the T-shirt. I'm gonna keep going through the album, and I'll report back when we're done. A song that was on the Madden soundtrack like ages ago. It was called "Diamond Life" by Tyga. It's pretty catchy, and I think about it in a good way because it was on Madden, and I was young when I heard it, and I was like, oh.
I get that with some FIFA tunes, some songs I'll hear that used to be on old FIFAs, and I used to think bangers.
We do it all the time. Having a few drinks, put on the FIFA 11 soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
Some they're always crackers on it.
They do a fantastic
The best one I remember was FIFA 2006. Had Clubfoot by Kasabian and had a couple of belters on it.
That was the Madden 09 soundtrack.
Was it? Oh my god!
Shit, so that would have been out, 2008. So that track would be 10 years old now.
Jeez, oh.
Yeah, it will be June 2008.
I feel old.
Wow, it was also on Need for Speed Undercover, the game as well.
Really?
Featuring Patty Crash.
Yeah, he done well with Tyga. Wow.
Fucking, that's what it's all about. Sync it up, make the licensing money, man.
My boy 6ix9ine got a song with Nicki Minaj out, Fifi. It's pretty good.
Oh man,
You love Nicki Minaj?
I love her that much. I tell you what,
She's
man,
going downhill.
She's
though.
got.
There's some-
I know, but see when she gets her verse right, man. She's got fucking some cracking bars like.
Oh, I didn't mean like I loved her raps and that.
He loves her big,
We love the
ass.
booty.
Oh yeah.
Maybe this one you'll like, KRS-One. Step into my... You don't like that, do you?
No, it's not that. KRS-One's been defending people who touch kids and all that kind of stuff, and a lot of his fans are not his fans anymore.
Who was it that's been touching kids that he was defending?
I'll need to bring this up.
While he's bringing that up, also, so it's kind of not new, but on Kendrick Lamar's last album, it's called Love. It just goes to speak how good advertising is, because when I was in America, I saw promotion for the All-Star game, and it showed all the baseball players that were in the All-Star game kind of kissing their bats and like licking their bats and like just random spare shots, that they did during games. And the song was on, and it just got stuck in my head. I was like, holy shit, this is a really good song. I ended up downloading it. So props to anyone who at ESPN who put that commercial together, because it worked.
Nice. It was Africa Bambaataa.
Oh, he's a creep. Oh,
yeah,
no.
That from a couple of years ago, booted off because he came out and he basically said he didn't give a shit if Bambaataa molested all these kids and that kind of stuff. And the whole hip hop community's like, okay, so you want to be,
Who's this again? Sorry.
KRS-One.
Oh shit.
Always how he's such a preacher and all that kind of stuff for the hip hop. He's been there since the beginning, but
I didn't even know that about Africa Bambaataa until I heard a podcast, and one of the guys who he molested was on that show. Holy shit, that guy was up to some bad shit, man, for a while, for a long time.
Africa Bambaataa.
Yeah, like one of the OG, like original rappers of the Bronx.
Zulu Nation.
Fuck, I don't know anything about it. I'll have to read up on it just so I can actually see it.
I'll send you the link. I'll post it on the page too. The interview's pretty funny, but and the guy, you can tell the guy's fucked up now because of it. But I'll put the link on the Facebook page and I'll send it to you guys. But really, really good story, and I had no clue. I had absolutely no clue. But shit like that happens everywhere, man.
Jesus. I was thinking, man, see guys where people come out and like apologists. I'm never sure what they're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
Like, it just, I don't know if it's just, like you say, it's one of those things that I won't understand because...
I think people like KRS-One think that they're bigger than everything.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like, oh, I can say this and get away with it. And it's like, nah,
No,
you
you
can't.
You cannot.
That's really disappointing to hear that about him. That's really disappointing.
Yeah, that's a couple of years old, that now, and that's kind of where you see a lot of folk going, oh, wait, the KRS-One gigging that down in Cardiff tonight, folk like, oh, fuck him, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Right, well, not to stop on a shite note, so why don't we finish up with one of Andy Mack's stories of the week for the Incl?
Yeah.
Well, I can't remember if I mentioned this to you last week or not, but remember we talked, or was it Saturday, we talked about pimple popping videos.
Yes.
There is now, did I mention you can now buy a cake which has actual spots on it that you can burst?
Oh, no.
So let me take you through it. A cake with pimples that can actually be popped is here to take your spot squeezing obsession to the next stage. So basically, it's like a woman's face. It's like the cake, and it's got all these big, like, red spots. But then what you actually do is squeeze them on the cake.
Yeah.
And then, like, this chocolate and, like, yellow sort of peanut butter stuff then comes out the spots and that as well. It's for a company, we'll give them a shout out, a quick plug. It's the Cakescape company in Kuala Lumpur. guys, I go worldwide for these stories for you, man. I searched the internet for this shit for you.
Ship us a free cake since we mentioned you. Well, tag you in this.
But they've been receiving orders for these unusual creations for months, with plenty of women ordering them for hen parties. Which I'm not really sure about.
Like, Megan had poached eggs, or fried eggs with her tea earlier, and it was just, I was like, can I pop it? I had to put the knife in and slice it, and it's creepy. Oh man, it was satisfying though. I heard there's maybe a TV series coming, a Dr. Pimple Popper TV series.
Does she not have one already?
Sandra Lee.
She's got a YouTube channel, but I've heard there's an actual TV show. I've heard that's in the works. And watch the fucking shit out of
Dude,
that.
she's got 2.5 million subs on YouTube, man. She'll be coining it in on that ad money.
I was watching a wee thing today actually on just talking about YouTube. Was it, what's the guy, it's the young black guy from London that does YouTube videos? Sounds something like KSI.
Oh, KSI.
KSI, yes.
Yeah, I was watching it. It's mental how they can do it, because it was just like a quick one on Snapchat. It was like one of the Vice mini interviews.
Yeah.
And I was like, he just started making videos of himself playing FIFA, and now he's a millionaire. Like, it was took you around his apartment. Yep. And it's like he's got like a penthouse apartment in London, and he's got this big, like, it's like a walled outside area, but like a garden area. And he's like, yeah, I'm getting a hot tub airlifted in next week. I'm like, what?
So I've been watching his videos since about 2012, because he used to do Ultimate Team. So being a big FIFA Ultimate Team player, he used to just do these crazy, outrageous Ultimate Team videos, and that's where he got his following. And then before you know it, he's blowing up. He's doing music. He's up to what, 90
he's not
million subs.
He's not about to fight one of the Pauls.
He's about to fight Jake Paul.
Yes.
I fucking hope he mashes his cunt.
He fought Joe Weller. He's the undisputed YouTube boxing champion.
Because I've got Shannon.
Is he a big guy?
Cannon Briggs is comparing the fights. He's been the guy that's been like hyping the crowd in that. He was like,
Let's go, champ.
Yeah, he was like the Dana White character in between them. I just hope both of those Paul cunts get their lanky, curly-headed faces punted right through their teeth.
Yeah, they don't come across as very nice guys, either Jake or Logan Paul.
No, especially now he's making a documentary about how he's changed as a person since he videoed a dead person. Brilliant.
He's an asshole.
Arsehole.
Fuck.
Is it raining again?
Fuck
Jake Paul.
And Logan Paul. Fuck
And
them
J.
both.
Cole.
And J. Cole. Fuck J. Cole. And Jack Black. Right, anyway.
On that.
On that point, on a nice point of note, thank you very much again for listening. Thank you to everyone who's fed back over this bumper period. We'll be back next week with another very special guest. Email us at monkeyswordfightpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to come on and speak to us, don't be shy. Even if you just want to come on for a chat, come on for a chat.
Did he be shy? Your mother wasn't it? As I like to say.
Favourite we are on Twitter at MSF_podcast. We are on Facebook, Podbean and iTunes, Monkey Sword Fight Podcast. I am on Twitter at Wagwan Patrice. That's WAGJUANPATRICE. Follow me.
I am on Twitter at _M_dots.
And I'm at Macapella.
Until next time, people, thank you for listening. Peace.